We're back, we're racing, and you join me for another league racing series. This is High Speed Apex Round 1 here at the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas for the US Grand Prix. And we've got 5 red lights and away we go. A pretty tardy start here, pretty cautious start, and we are off to a poor start, I would have to say, going up towards turn 1. We've lost some ground. Our teammate is going to dive down the inside into turn 1. Mr. West is like a lightning off the lights, and look, he's already up ahead of us, and he was a number of positions back. We've dropped off the grid. We're down to P9 coming through the S's. This is a really tricky part of the circuit. West wants to try and go too wide, runs out wide. We're going to go wheel to wheel. We're going to give him the space. We don't want Gunter on the radio saying we look like a bunch of you-know-whats, and coming through. Very easy to pick up penalties, and that's going to be a key deciding factor to this race today. But we're going to hold station, and we are in position 8. And looking good so far. We've had a car off. I think that was Nick that went off on the first lap. We almost get back and stepping out there. Just hold on to it just about as we come onto the straight. That's going to compromise us all the way down the back straight, one of the longest on the calendar. And S. Maitland is going to have a look to the outside in that Williams. Oh, sorry, in the Renault in this series. And we're going to try and hold the inside, give him space on the outside though. And he's still there, still wheel to wheel. And some good racing here with Smates as we come through this tricky sector 2, where it's really easy to lose traction, step the back end out, and you can see our teammate up ahead of us. He's trying to have a go at Millsy up ahead of us for battle for P6 on the grid. Let's get a replay of the start. McLaren off to a flyer. That must be ABR Nick. Good to have him in the series. Shall we say EURL League Racing Nick for this one. And yeah, for Cota, it was a pretty good start. Not too many incidents, just that one car off, which was unfortunate to see Nick on the opening round, really spinala on the opening lap. And now coming into lap 3, our teammates really having a go at Millsy here. And this is not the place to try to overtake West. This is not the place to do it, but he's going to get it done into the S's. And he gets ahead, and that is West up into P6. A great move for our teammate who's really leading the charge here in Cota. And yeah, we're feeling a bit sorry for ourselves around here, not really have the pace like some of these other boys, but still we're in a points paying position. We need to hang on to it, and we need to get this one right. Now it's our turn to have a go at Millsy. We're in the DRS, we've got the button fully open, and he's going to show us to the outside. We're going to have to brake extra deep and try to hang it around the outside here. He's going to shut that off. We've got contact there, lucky not to have any damage. This can invite Smates up the outside now. We're going to have to give him some space and respect, as we like to do here. And we're still wheel to wheel. You can see that red arrow, he's still there. He's still hanging in here. So great driving. So this is a very enjoyable moment of the race. And he's just going to tuck back in just behind us here. So now we're going to use the full extent of the track and try and carry the speed through this section where you really need to commit. We picked up a warning there, and that's going to be critical. No one else has had penalties, and that's 2 in a matter of corners. And that's really, yeah, just took the wind out of myself a bit there, getting them 2 warnings. And as you can see, they're trying to have a go, and it cost us ground to the cars behind. You can see we're going wheel to wheel with Smates there. The replay did cut off, unfortunately. And here we go into a lap 4 of the Grand Prix. Now we're coming under pressure from Alphanesis. This guy started P17 on the grid, and he's already up the inside and taking away P8 from us. This guy is something else. He's a force to be reckoned with. And a real one to watch this season is Alphanesis, and a good move from him. He had the pure pace. There's no point trying to hold him up. We're just going to hold ourselves up and let Millsy get away at this point in the race on lap 4 of the Grand Prix, coming through the S's, and very easy for it to step out. This is invited Harv as well. Harv showing some good pace here, and he's trying to nick that P9 off me at this point in the race. Coming into lap 5 now. Now we're on Millsy, and now we've given it absolutely everything. Thrown the kitchen sink at it, and we're going to close the door on the apex there and get the job done this time. And now we've moved back up into position 8 on lap 5 of this Grand Prix. So now into lap 6, and as you can see, coming through the S's, using a bit too much curb. That was our 3rd warning, 3 strikes, and you do get a 3-second penalty. One of the first to do so with the cars around us. You can see everyone else clean on the screen in the top left-hand corner. And yeah, feeling sorry for myself, like I said, on the tyres strategy. So we've made an early call to come into the pit stop, slap on a set of mediums. That means that we're going to have to stop again. And as you can see, we come out on P17 all the way back in no man's land on lap 7. Coming into lap 8, the following lap, the VSC was deployed for an incident, and that's probably paid into some of the other drivers' hands. Of course, the Delta, a bit less under VSC conditions, but nevertheless, get your head down, get back on with the job in hand, and we've got a long way to go on in this race. So not much was happening. A few cars coming into the box now on the designated pit stop window for a 1-stop, and coming up into turn 1, we've made up a few places, and we've got Millsy back behind us once again, who has picked up a penalty, as well as Senna, and a few more drivers picking up penalties at this point in the Grand Prix. On lap 13 of the race, we're closing in on D-Money and Phil, who have started the race on that medium compound of tyre, and they're looking a bit slow, but down the inside now. That was a bold move from our teammate Wes. We did open the door for him. We said, let's have a go, son. But he completely balls that one up, as Cota would say. And yeah, we're going to have to try that one again in a few corners time. And luckily, it didn't cost me too much time at this point, because we are really drawing in D-Money and Phil, who are on them quite worn tyres at this point in the race. On lap 14 of 28, just crossing the line here. And again, West has got a lot fresher tyre, maybe 4 or 5 laps younger, so we're going to let him through and let him attack the cars up ahead of us and try and draw them in. And as you can see, he's got past us, and he's already going to get D-Money at this point, and he's up into that position 8. And yeah, a pretty easy move there, and this has pulled D-Money back towards us now, so we can really try and attack these guys and open the door. You can see West going wheel to wheel, and we're going to go wheel to wheel as well, D-Money. And he doesn't put up too much of a fight, and just trying to control the traction, manage that tyre at this point in the race. We're at the half race distance now, and yeah, so we're trying to stick with our teammates, almost run into the back of him actually at this point, and he's going to try and get Phil. Should be a pretty easy DRS overtake down the back straight. We've got DRS as well, and we want to barge in on the action at this point. We've got a massive overspeed. We're going to fly down the inside, and we're going to be careful not to take out our teammate. In doing so, we brake a bit too early, downshift a bit too early, and this has just opened the door for Phil to survive and hold on and maintain that position. He's going to push us out wide up on the curb. Very easy to lose it up on that curb there. Be very careful. We touch wheels once again, and we're still going wheel to wheel through these corners. We pick up another warning there, and Phil just holds on to the position for the time being, but he's about to run wide. This is going to open the door for us, so we get the premium line here on the racing line, and he's still there. He's rejoined the track, and we bash wheels once again. This is a war at the moment, and coming into the final corner, he's still there, but yeah, we've got the racing line, and we get a good exit and coming up to turn 1. So let's just have another look at what the replay captured. Phil flying off there, like reminiscent of Nico Rosberg a few years ago, but done well to come back on in a safe manner and continue the battle into the final corner. On to lap 17 now of 28, and we're coming under attack. That is Hal RV, or Harv, you may know him as. And a pretty easy move. He had some unrelenting pace, really drawing me in at that moment. So yeah, I decided at this point to actually come back in the pits, bite the bullet, and to slap on another set of tyres and go to the end of the race. Now, a 2-stop round Cota, not always advisable, but we're going to slap on a set of softs. Pray to the safety car gods or something that we can get back into this race. But yeah, coming back out on track, you can see it's dropped us all the way down the order now, and we're coming out in P14 of 18. Phil has also done the same thing, as well as D-Money, I do believe. Slapped on another set of softs, and there is our second penalty for good measure on lap 21 of 28. See Levi with the fastest lap of the race. D-Money has gone off. He's on the side of the track there. I think he's just spin-hollered and unlucky to see D-Money off. We come and caught up Phil now, and we go up the inside down into turn 1. Get late on the brakes, clip the apex, and carry some good speed out of the corner and get ourselves up into P11. So we're going to have to hope for some carnage up ahead of us. A replay of that move down into turn 1, up the inside of Phil. I think he was looking for the switchback, getting better traction out of the corner. He'd been on them softer tyres for a few more laps than us. He did a bit earlier and managed to get back ahead of us, but that was pretty much it. We're going to come home around the final few corners, P11 on track, and with penalties as well. Almost a big wobble, almost put it into the barrier, and a frustrating day at the office, I'd have to say, for the opening round of High Speed Apex this season. That man snipes again, signed on the dotted line for another season of High Speed Apex, and it's another win to kick him off this season. Alphanesis takes home P2, and a valiant drive from him. He was all the way down in like P17, and yeah, he wasn't too far away from Mr. SB Snipes, and he's going to be a real force to be reckoned with, like I said earlier in this video. So watch out for this battle between these two throughout the season. It's going to go all the way through, of course, a very long calendar this year. We've got 24 rounds. We've added in Bahrain short as well as Silverstone short, so it finished So snipes from Alpha and East, then it was Alfie, Levi, Harv, Harry N, Pez, West, Millsy, and Multi rounding out the points. We just finished outside it in P11. Then it was Senna, Evans, D Money, Cougar, Nick, S Mates, Phil, Thunder Drummer, and BN Plus. So that has been it for the Circuit of the Americas. Join us for round two, which is around the Mexican Grand Prix, the Autodromo James Rodriguez, which is a real tricky one as well. See you.